they're really independent. Like I said, I work in the call center with the Danes, and so they'll call in, they'll ask me for help, and I'm like, do you want me to walk you through that? And they're like, no, I got it. And you're like, oh, okay. You got it. I trust you. Like, they're just like, I can do this. Like, they don't feel like they don't need help from anyone, which is, I mean, it's pretty cool to feel like they are independent people. They're also very loving. Like, if you are a friend, like, they'll tell you anything and they'll always be there for you. They're really just so awesome about that. Like, the members in Denmark are the greatest. I just love them. Oh man, they give so much to missionaries. I remember we had this new apartment in my first area, and they just like buy everything for our apartment, and the mission like is like willing to pay for stuff, but they didn't get any receipts from it. And then this member bought us all bikes, and we're like you give us so much. Like, they're like, no, it makes us happy to give. Like, we want to be part of this. Like, they love to be able to help in whatever way they can, or be there for others. I love Danish old women because they will feed you like until you throw up. But it's because they're showing their love to you by feeding you or by giving you this. And now I do that too. I feel bad. Like, I'm just like, eat more. Like, I want to like give you my love and food. And yeah, I gained 20 pounds on my mission because of love. Too much love. This concept of being a Dane is kind of changing right now, because there's a lot of people from other countries that are, their parents moved to Denmark and then they are born and raised in Denmark. And so like they are Danes because they're Danish, they're Danish citizens. But like up until now, this perspective of Danes is blonde hair, blue eye, Nielsen is your last name, or Jensen, or Jørgensen, or all these other just really Danish proper names. But now we have like this culture changing of what it is to be a Dane. Like, if you're, of a different race, like, but raised in Denmark, does that make you a Dane? It's really interesting to think about like this new concept that's kind of becoming more prevalent, because there's a lot of people coming from other countries because it's such a great place to live. But like, yeah, typically you get a blonde hair, blue-eyed Dane, and they're gorgeous and they're really good. They're very fashionable. They have some weird jokes, like, you don't really get, and they're not translatable, obviously. But like, it's also like, it's really interesting how Denmark has so many subcultures in it, where like you have the city, like Copenhagen people, but then you have like the people on Jutland, and like even in Jutland they have like North Jutland, Mid Jutland, and South Jutland. Like, they're all just different cultures with different dialects. Like, if you start your mission in Copenhagen and you move over to South Jutland, you're not going to understand what they're saying, because all of a sudden that little bouncy, really like intelligible Danish becomes something that's just like really guttural, and you have like no idea what they're saying. Like, the subcultures in Denmark are just really interesting to kind of pick apart, like, what are those values of those people, and they're very different. People over in Jutland are generally, as Americans would see it, they're more conservative. They're focused more on their families. But like over in Sjælland, they're more metropolitan, so they're working more, and they're succeeding in those ways. It's really interesting, different subcultures within just the whole tiny little country of Denmark. I mean, they come from Vikings, so Vikings are like, let's go get it, let's fight. And you can kind of still see that a little bit in the culture. For a while, Denmark kind of like switched hands. Like Denmark owned some of Germany, and then it didn't own any Germany, and Germany owned a little bit of Denmark, or like they owned some of Norway. Like, things kind of were moving around with like people conquering each other. Like, they've kind of settled now. Denmark is probably going to stay what it is right now, but it's really small as opposed to what it was before. So like, a lot of people will say that Denmark is a small country, but like has people that feel like their country's bigger. Like, they feel like their country is bigger than it actually is, because you could fit like 4 of Denmark into Utah, but they feel like they have this big culture, like just smushed into this tiny land. And it's really, yeah, that's something that's really, the historical aspect of that's really significant in their culture.